Welcome. Hi, everybody. So good to see you guys today. And I'm really super excited because I just told her before we got started here that I feel like she's kind of a celebrity, and I'm really excited to have her here because I see her all over Facebook. And if you have dabbled in thinking about starting a private practice, it's highly likely that you have seen an ad by Dr. Jessica Chung. Because she is ubiquitous and we love her. I'm thrilled, and I'm so happy that you're here to share a little bit about your story, what you're doing, and then some tips for some of the other advanced practice nurses in this group who are like, I kind of want to hustle. I kind of want to make some money. I don't know about that whole system thing, not having that control and freedom that I crave. So welcome, Dr. Jessica Chung. So good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, first let's start. So if you would tell us a little bit about more about you, your story, and how you got to where you are today.
All right. So I have been in healthcare in nursing for 10 years now. And so I actually started with my associate's degree. So I started with my ADN back in New York. I'm originally born and raised in New York. Then went on, got my bachelor's to move down to sunny Florida. And my story is I always knew I wanted to be a nurse practitioner. It's actually the goal for me going into nursing school was to actually be a nurse practitioner. Once I had found out about the profession, and I was so enlightened in the fact that there were other routes other than the pre-med route. And I know that's unconventional because I know a lot of nurse practitioners probably get the question, well, why didn't you just go to med school? So people don't realize it's totally two different trainings within healthcare. And so I knew that I wanted to be a nurse practitioner. So went on after my bachelor's, went on and got my master's degree in 2015. And I thought I was done at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I got my master's degree. I'm going to practice. And then someone who was a mentor to me, who I love dearly, said, you should go back for a doctorate. And I was like, I don't think so. No, and the thing is that the truth is I was going to go back. I just wasn't going to go back as soon as I had. So nonetheless, I had been practicing for about 2 years, and then I went back for my doctorate degree in nursing practice. And so I'm so glad I did. I'm glad that I went ahead and did it because it allowed, it did definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for me. And so therefore, I have been practicing as a family nurse practitioner. And a couple years ago, I made the decision to, you know what, I am going to start my own practice. And so it has been a journey for me. But I have been blessed with the opportunity to not only have my own practice, which I'm sitting in my office right now, not seeing patients today, but not only have I been blessed, but to have my own practice, but I've also been blessed to help other nurse practitioners and even nurses start their own businesses and their own practices. So that's pretty much my journey in a nutshell. The very condensed version of it.
Good. So you said that you wanted to start your own practice. What was the impetus for that? Like what happened?
So, it was like I knew that I wanted to do things, to be honest, I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to do things that I had seen that weren't being done for patients. I knew that when I was practicing, as far as working as an employee, seeing a patient in 10, 15 minutes was just crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I know that healthcare is better than this. And so the I actually have a direct primary care practice, and the whole concept and model of that just intrigued me so much. And one of the great things about it is that it has allowed me to spend more time with my patients. It has allowed me to also, think outside the box when it comes to like treatment and caring for patients, and not just, everything's not a prescription and by the book as you are taught to practice, especially when you're working for an employer. And so that was really my my motivation, was like, you know what, I know that I can offer quality health care to patients, and patients should have that access. They should have that choice, that if they rather they want to see a physician or a nurse practitioner, patients, I feel like they should have that choice to see whoever it is that they feel can provide the best care to them. Because as we know, the nursing model and the medical model are different. Our goals are the same, but it's different. And so I know that there's a lot of patients out there who appreciate the nursing model, the nursing approach to primary care.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so wait, so you're like, I'm just going to start my own practice. And then what happens? Because is that then, so then what are you like? I'm just gonna figure it out on my own. Like, this is what
So
I want
like
to do.
literally,
Nobody's
yeah.
stopping me. Okay.
Like literally, I figured it out on my own. So the interesting thing was, I reached out to a lot of people. I'm sorry, when I say a lot of people, a lot of nurse practitioners that I had found that started their own practice, which was great. However, when I would reach out to some would like not respond, or I wouldn't get a message back or email back. I actually went as far as like wanting to be mentored, and reaching out to other nurse practitioners, which I have some that really were helpful, answering, you know, the thousands of questions I would send them. But the truth is, it was hard to find someone who would dedicate the time to really help me. And so I did a lot of research on my own, and I did the whole process on my own. And what comes with that, it comes some delays, some setbacks, some mistakes, some start overs. And so it definitely took, from what I can see, it took me longer than what I've seen other nurse practitioners takes for them to start their practice. And that's just because now it was almost like it was hard. A couple of years ago, it was hard to find nurse practitioners that had their own practice. They were out there, but you just like, it was like they were hidden gems, and you just or they were like very secretive for good reason. It was almost like, well, they didn't want to give you the wrong information, so they just kind of, you know, kept quiet. But now, as you know, it's like nurse practitioners, nurse midwives, CRNAs are out there like dominating the private practice business. So, but yeah, it literally was like, I just figured it out on my own. I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time um, investing in educating myself on how to be pretty much a business owner, because that's not something we're taught in school.
No.
We're not taught in nursing school. We're not taught in our master's programs. The doctorate programs are introducing some sort of aspect of like business things into the curriculum, but it still doesn't prepare you to like really be a business owner as a healthcare provider. So yeah, I definitely just did a lot of research and spent a lot of time just kind of building it up myself.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd say the same thing about my MBA. I mean, I have a MSN and an MBA, and I feel like I don't know what the hell I went to an MBA program for. I mean, there's been some elements of it that have been useful at this point, and from an entrepreneurship standpoint, there's nothing in there about building a business. I took one course called Living the Good Life, which I loved, and I took it because I was like, I want to live the good life. Whatever
Right.
that is, I'd like that every day, twice on Sunday. And so I took that course, and that was really all that I was exposed to about entrepreneurship. And I was in a business administration, program at a school.
Wow.
So even from that standpoint, I feel like, yeah, there's not as much discussion either in nursing school or really in a traditional MBA program. So okay, now, so did you have any hustles before then? Like, are there any, like, if you look back, are you like, oh yeah, I've always been like,
Absolutely.
okay.
So I think if I remember, either it was in my college days, I want to say I signed up to like be an Avon rep. It's so funny now that I've looked back. So I'm 33. So anybody who's in their 30s, 40s can probably relate to me. Like I remember, and I made no money, but anyway, I got like a lot of good products, Skin So Soft and all that old school. So yeah, I just basically like ordered stuff and used it. So that didn't work out. Fast forward, I actually joined a multi-level marketing company while I was an RN, and it was for health and wellness products. And I just did it as a way to kind of make extra income without having to like pick up extra shifts. Because I'm like, be honest, who wants to work 4 or 5, 12 shifts, 12-hour shifts a week just for extra money? So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something outside the box where I can make a little extra money a month. And, being that I'm a healthcare provider, I can really, market and sell this to people. So I did that for like a good while. And then I kind of got, busy with school. So I would say probably like that was my real first side hustle. And I mean, for the nurses and advanced practice nurses who are interested in multi-level marketing, I would say don't knock it. There's some really good ones out there
Yeah.
that you can probably make a lucrative income from. I would say just like if you were to start your own business from the ground up, you still have to kind of invest in that same mindset with a multi-level marketing type of business.
Yeah, it's interesting. The MLM, comes up quite a bit in discussion. I get a lot of questions
Yeah.
Messenger about, what do you think about, can we post MLMs? Are MLMs okay? And I think the thing that I have learned and tell people and clients too is the reality is that there's two types of MLMs. One, type tends to sell a product,
Right.
and one tends to sell into a team, right? Like, so
Right.
it's either sales on a product or it's sales on, trying to get more people to build a team. And
Absolutely.
there are opportunities there and there are pitfalls, just like with any business. And so I agree. I don't knock on I think there's learning to be had in those
Right.
methods. And they're not for everyone. So,
Right.
um,
Absolutely.
okay. What about, let's see, what do you think if you had to, at this point, kind of knowing now, well, how long have you owned your private practice?
So I'm going in my second year now.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
how long have you had your service? Because you also now, right, have a service of helping other people where you do a
Yes.
consultant work,
Yes.
correct?
So I've been doing that for about, let's see, over 2 years now. So it started out, I started out where I builded my personal brand, which is Dr. Jessica Chung. That started out as just me doing speaking engagements, um, and doing mentorship. And so what I would do is I would mentor like pre-nursing students or nursing nurses and advanced practice nurses on like education, educational advancement, career advancement. I would do motivational speaking. I would do health and wellness speaking events, keynote speaking. And then as I started my own practice and it was growing, then I would have a lot of nurse practitioners reach out to me and say, hey, can you help me start my own practice? And then it turned to like, okay, how much do you charge? I was like, what?
No.
I was like,
Oh,
oh,
let me get back to you on
so
that.
you want to pay me for me to? So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I would just like throw out a price, and because I didn't realize that people now wanted me to kind of help them wanted me to consult them in starting their own practice. So then that grew into that. And then but what I realized, I was like, well, I still want to kind of keep my speaking engagements, my speaking business under my personal brand. So then it grew into me starting my other organization now, which is the International Business Association for Nurses, which is just basically focused on helping nurses and nurse practitioners, advanced practice nurses become entrepreneurs. So
Mhm.
I started that to kind of just expand the consulting, that the consulting just kind of blew up. It just really was like everybody, I would get so many people messaging me on Facebook that I just couldn't keep up. I was just like, wow, this is overwhelming. And so then I started doing like workshops. I did a virtual workshop, and then it turned into another virtual workshop on starting your own practice. And then it turned into I do a 12-week program now for APRNs starting their own practice. And then I had nurses and nurse practitioners saying, hey, listen, I started my own practice, but I can't find a collaborative physician. And then I was like, okay, well, then I'll start a collaborative physician network. I know all these physicians anyway. I can help you find a collaborative physician. So it just grew. And so that's what I probably would tell someone starting any type of side hustle. It might start small, but it's going to grow, and you have to believe it's going to grow into something big, where your side hustle then becomes your main hustle. It's your main thing, it's your main gig. And so for those of who are watching and listening, I would say if there's an idea you have, just go for it. Just try it out, just because you never know. Like, I never would have thought that this would grow into what it is now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I love the, just kind of try it out. And I love the side hustle idea, and that I think it offers an opportunity for many to dip a toe in change, and also,
Right.
really try on entrepreneurship and see, what does it feel like? What does it look like? Who's out there doing it, with the stability of, oftentimes of having some other income to kind of float you through, as a bridge to really see, what
Absolutely.
else you can do. So, okay, so you have multiple arms of your business now. Good. Okay, all right. So try out something, just go for it. Just kind of do it.
Just go
Okay, good.
for it.
Okay.
That's my just do
Yeah,
it.
good. Good for you. So what, out of curiosity then, for you, what does your patient care look like in terms of your weekly setup? Would you be willing to share what
Yeah.
with all of these projects going on and many hustles, how do you,
Yeah,
kind of divvy up like your week so that you
right.
give attention where it's needed?
Absolutely. So I'm in the office seeing patients. I dedicate Tuesday, Thursday, Friday to see patients. Now, I never, when I started a practice, I never intended to like have to spend 5 days in the office seeing patients and then, coming home and doing charts. Because to be honest with you, that's not the life that I wanted to live. And I'd probably say that's not a life that most nurse practitioners want to live anyway. So I make sure that, I'm here 3 days a week seeing patients, and I really give myself time to kind of work on other things, to kind of recoup and recover, because even though I'm seeing patients 3 days a week, it's still busy, it's still very busy. And so I have the opportunity. I could open up every day of the week, but that's never been the goal for me to be in the office. And one thing I tell my clients is that the the real meaning, the real definition of being an entrepreneur is that you create not just opportunities for yourself, but you're creating opportunities for others. And so, with that being said, is why not now me allow a new grad nurse practitioner to come in, gain experience, or someone who might be, looking for employment, or
Mhm.
so now I have an opportunity where, as I grow, I can just bring on other staff, other providers, where they can also come in and gain the experience they need as well.
Mhm.
So the other 2 days, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I dedicate that time to doing any other work I have, administrative tasks, and my consulting.
Okay.
Because in my consulting group, we meet a few times a month. So I'm actually, either they're reaching out to me, I'm setting up Zoom meetings and doing other things. But I mean, I stay busy 7 days a week. But it's definitely it's busy, but it's there's no better feeling than to say, you know what, this is all this is all on me, meaning it's a good feeling to know that I'm able to have that freedom to kind of do what I want and come and go as I please. I mean, that's the reality. I know I've been in the position where I've been, on a job and I feel like the four walls are caving in on me. And then, you got managers and supervisors and everybody's, trying to get to you, and you still want to take care of your patients. I've been there where I've just been overwhelmed, stressed, worn out. And I said, that's not really the life that I want to live. I definitely want better.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Excellent. I share that with you for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, good. All right. Well, this has been so good. Thank you so much for your time today. I would love if you would share. I know people are going to be like, how do I find her? How do I get in contact with her? Because I'm done with it. So please, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so I am on social media platforms, website, Dr. Jessica Chung, drjessicachung.com. Also, International Business Association for Nurses on Facebook and Instagram. But either platform, you can reach out to me, message me, email me. My email is available on social media as well. And I will definitely be happy to speak to anyone.
Okay, good. All right. Well, we will put the links to this in the Facebook group. And if anyone has questions, like, please do not hesitate to type them in, put them down, send a message. The reality is, and hopefully that you have seen from Dr. Jessica Chung, people have gone before you on this route. If you are looking to start something, if you are, I don't know, how do I do a private practice? It's so overwhelming and I don't even know where to start. You don't have to figure all that shit out. Like, you literally don't, because you have people like Dr. Jessica Chung who will help you.
I stress myself figuring it out for you.
Exactly. We're here to save you time. Right. I tell my clients, I'm like, look, we don't have to go like that, because the reality is I did a bunch of that work already. And so we can save, right, other people time and frustration trying to figure it out on their own. They don't have to do that. So, yeah, good. Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was my pleasure to host you today. And
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So good to always nice to just kind of rub elbows with somebody who I look up to. I wish you so much success in this,
in
your next 2021, and please don't hesitate to reach out. And then if you guys in the group, again, don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us if you need it, you want to make some money and ready to hustle. You've got two people who we've done it, and we can show you some of the ropes. So, all right. Thanks, Dr. Chung. We will see you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.